No.
Fuck this election. You know what I
didn't
mean?
even vote.
Hey, neither did I.
I'm a felon.
Me too. You didn't vote? I didn't vote.
I never voted.
I vote for tacos.
Another great, perfect representation of our modern day society by Tim Dillon. Check him out. Definitely give him a follow. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. This is Okradowski of WeAreChange.org. A lot of nonsense, hooey shenanigans to get into today, as of course every day. But today is the Super Bowl of political nonsense, as of course today is Election Day. We're going to go over some of the concerning things happening right now in relation to that, as well as a little bit about the Great Reset, and the absolutely shocking announcement by the CDC that should leave everyone scratching their head, asking what the frick is going on here. Family-friendly show here that, of course, promotes critical thinking. Also, stay tuned to our backup channel. If any breaking news happens, we will be live on our second News for a Change channel. The link to that will be down in the description below. And before we begin, I have to say, it's kind of sad seeing so many people in such a constant state of fear, like there will be no tomorrow. We could use that energy to do so many more constructive, amazing, incredible things. But no, we get utter nonsense and destructive behavior, mainly because of the mainstream media and the big tech social media algorithms that manipulate our state of reality and perception. And I think because we kind of call that out, it's one of the reasons why we're fully demonetized. So we have to work with companies that we like, that we trust. And hell, one of them is ProPure. I like water filters. I don't like fluoride. I don't like microplastics. I like to save money by not buying bottled water all the time. So I use a water filter, and the one that I specifically use is a ProPure one. I set up an affiliate account with them to support this independent media organization, and if you buy them off of our specific link, we get a small commission on it. Check out the wide range of filters they have there through the specific link we have in our comment section down below. Also, it is still not too late to buy tickets to the Effet 2020 Bash, which is happening tomorrow near Manchester, New Hampshire, 4:30 p.m., and Saturday, November 7th, 12 noon. If you want to literally blow off some steam, literally with a flamethrower, smash up a car, some pumpkins, some watermelons, do some rage therapy, and hunt down some government-connected pedo scarecrows, this is going to be the fun event for you, all in the safe and ever so wonderful community of the Free State Project in the middle of the woods near Manchester, New Hampshire. Come check it out. Come one, come all. The link to that will also be down in the description below. Now, before we get into the news surrounding the election, what's going on with the vote tallies, how it looks like Trump is doing a lot better than what people expected him to do, especially in states like Florida, how there's thousands of witches now that are casting spells on Donald Trump so he loses the election. Before we get into all of that information, there has to be something noted here, especially when it comes to the situation regarding the Great Reset and the conholio sickness, as today, the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, publicly released a statement saying that people who are sick with the conholio sickness can break quarantine to vote in person. No, you are not reading this wrong. I know this is from the New York Post, but you could go fact check yourself on the CDC website. You could also see Washington Post articles about this. But yes, the CDC, again, the government agency that is named the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, has confirmed that conholio sick patients can break quarantine, go out in public around other people, and vote in person. Their official statement is, quote, "Voters have the right to vote regardless of whether they are sick or in quarantine." Going on, that sick people with the conholio sickness should, quote, "take steps to protect poll workers," but they actively encourage you to do so. I mean, are you freaking kidding me? You know, just when you thought it was ridiculous enough when the mainstream media and other institutions were blaming anti-lockdown protests and Donald Trump rallies as the, quote, big mass spreader events that are responsible for hundreds of conholio sickness cases. Meanwhile, those same institutions, those same media organizations ran headlines showing how Black Lives Matter demonstrations, riots, civil unrest, destruction of private property, and their gatherings, where they, of course, slowed the overall spread of the conholio sickness, according, of course, to their own specific scientific studies by the experts. Yeah, just when you thought that wasn't ridiculous enough, now we have the CDC outdo themselves in absolute hypocrisy by releasing this latest statement, which absolutely delegitimizes them to anyone paying attention. We have to understand that while the CDC is telling you to go and vote while you are sick, churches are still being shut down after being fined, controlled, and regulated by the government to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines for simply holding church services. Church services, lockdown protest, Trump rallies, grandma's funeral, conducting a business that is not Walmart, all illegal under many jurisdictions all throughout the United States, but Black Lives Matter protests, those save people. And now voting while you are sick, yes, that's totally A-OK to this government institution that looks like they have just absolutely lost their mind. I mean, how can any critically thinking human being take this government organization seriously after this? How can we allow them to have more power and authority over us, shutting down Thanksgiving, shutting down holidays, shutting down businesses, shutting down people's livelihood when they use this sickness for their own sick and twisted political gains? It is disgusting, it is perverted, it is bastardized, and these government institutions should be absolutely ashamed of themselves in their ridiculousness. Seriously, share this article to any critically thinking individual, because when we look at government agencies' handling of this entire conholio sickness situation, we continue to see duplicities, lies, and contradiction of statements right after they frickin' happen. Let's look at the World Health Organization, which, by the way, U.S. taxpayers gave $450 million to yearly. What did the U.S. taxpayers get for supporting and financing another proxy government institution, the World Health Organization, which praised China for its, quote, transparency, ignored warnings about the sickness, played politics with Taiwan, opposed the Trump travel ban, and still continues to contradict themselves to this day? Why are our taxes going to the CDC that essentially is making a statement that if you get people sick, if you kill people, that's okay as long as you're helping us gain political power? On its face value, in my opinion, it's safe to interpret this latest statement from them in that particular way. But still, we have to give up our civil liberties. We have to give up our jobs. We have to give up connecting with our loved ones, as there's going to be new security measures put in place to keep us safe by these same government institutions. Are you freaking kidding me? In New York City, the police officers are running around busting down parties and alleged illegal gatherings as literally the same police department stands by and watches rioting take place as they did weeks ago during massive civil unrest that took place over the summer in New York City. Literally, cops standing by, not doing anything, twiddling their thumbs as businesses are getting bashed in, properties being stolen, people are being assaulted, but you dare have a party in New York City? Well, the police are, of course, going to arrest you, put you in jail, fine you, and shut you down. And this is absolute criminal behavior. And as all of this is happening, the suicide rates are skyrocketing, and we wonder why, as people get arrested in some countries for organizing lockdown protests. Meanwhile, in other countries like China, specifically Wuhan, life goes on as normal. Yes, the rave that you're watching right now on video is literally in Wuhan, China, where there's no mask mandate, there is no social distancing protocol, and there's no lockdown. You know where else there isn't a lockdown? Sweden. Also, another place where people are celebrating. Meanwhile, the rest of the world is absolutely locked down, and it looks like they will be locked down even more in the next coming few days. And again, the economic devastation from this, many people argue, will be far more severe than the actual sickness. We will see if that's the actual case. But it's worth noting that in this election, we have one candidate not promising to lock down, while another one wants more restrictions and control because of this Conholio sickness that government agencies aren't even treating seriously. And in this great selection, we have news that things aren't going that well in many specific places, especially in Pennsylvania, a place that we've been telling you to keep a very close eye on. Please watch the video from yesterday for more specific details about that. But we're getting information that some voting machines are breaking down all throughout the country, not only in Pennsylvania, in New York and Michigan as well. We will find out more about those reports as the day goes on, especially the news if they are fixed, if they are not fixed. Now, people are being told that their ballots will be scanned once the machines are back up, and it looks like there are some reports of the machines actually working again. There's also a report of one polling place in Pennsylvania of illegal electioneering, and another video also coming from Philadelphia of a poll watcher being denied access to a polling place. Now, as those situations develop, we will be keeping a very close eye on them, but obviously everyone is on edge waiting to see what will happen. And again, I can't stress this enough, try to verify any information you get out there. Hopefully cooler heads will prevail, but obviously everyone is preparing for the worst. The U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff even held a meeting and a private briefing with news anchors promising that there won't be any military role in this election. This year, we also had both presidential candidates promise to contest the election if things aren't done correctly, most prominently the Biden campaign. There's some people theorizing that Biden may assert control, that Trump may assert control in some different ways, but yet again, we still don't have any direct evidence of that at all, and we will, of course, keep a close eye on both campaigns. But it is important to note here that Donald Trump did specifically say today on national television that he will not claim he has won the election until there is a clear victor. We will, of course, see in just a few moments from now. Meanwhile, protesters in Portland, Oregon didn't even wait till the election to start protesting and their property destruction, as they just threw Molotov cocktails torching a Starbucks just a few hours ago. Now again, if you're just speculating based on no evidence at all, just like we're seeing here with this Huffington Post article or by this Summit News article, this type of speculation is not helping anyone. It's only putting people more on edge based off no actual factual information at all, other than the paranoia that, of course, drives a lot of the most prominent political pundits. The National Guard has been deployed all throughout the United States. Expect them to do what they usually do, stand around, even during major cases of civil unrest, as they did this year. How will Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google act during this situation? Who will win? Will we know the truth? Will every vote be counted? Will we be even able to say anything about it? Well, we'll find out in just a few moments. What do you think will happen? Let me know down in the comment section below. I always appreciate your either snarky comments or constructive criticism, and a lot of the insight that you guys really provide down there. Seriously, it's usually a treasure trove. You never know what you're going to find down there in the comment section below, but I always appreciate it, and I always try to read as many of them as I can. If you found any information insightful or helpful that I shared in this video, share this video or just share the article that I talked about in this video. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, and I'm only here because of you, and that's why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on WeAreChange.org.